everyone, here is everything you will need to make invisible apple cake. Mashallah, let's get started. First, we are going to start by putting all of our ingredients into a bowl. So we're going to start with our wets. And I'll start with doing my eggs. So we need 3 eggs. I'm going to add 3/4 cups of room temperature milk is best. So I did take my milk out earlier and let it sit out so it will be ready to bake with. So once that's done, then I'm going to add my 1/3 cup of butter, and here that is, so 1/3, and I was just hoping that all of this would be enough. It is not quite, so I'm just going to melt a little more. So let's try this again. I did melt some more butter, and just for those who are wondering, yes, I am using salted butter, so then we'll just add all that in. Just for wet ingredients, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, excuse me, and I'm just running out of everything. Sorry, I forgot to record me filling the rest up. But 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And now if you have just a hand whisk or an electric one, we can start to do that. And we can mix all this together. So I am using my handheld electric mixer, just because I do have it. All right, now we can put this to the side and start to put our solids. 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm just going to do 2/4 because my container here is so full. So there's 1, and then there's 2, which makes 1/2 cup of sugar, and then 1/2 cup of flour. Now I'm just using all-purpose flour. Then we are also going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now we can mix this in. Because there is apples in it, the recipe does not call for this, but I am going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon in. So just at this point, I'm going to take these out, and we're going to put this to the side and peel and slice our apples. We are going to peel and slice our apples. Now I do have a slicer, but you can also just chop these. But before we do this, of course, we're going to wash our 4 apples. Now we're just going to start by slicing our apples now that we have our 4 apples ready to start to be sliced. And then from here, we are going to start putting everything together. Now, please, if you're using something like this, please do be super, super careful. I have had very bad luck with this slicer, but it's very convenient. If you are not and just slicing them with a knife, then that's perfectly fine as well. Alrighty, well, let's get into slicing. Apples are sliced, we are able to start putting this to loaf pan. I just gave it a good little wash. We are going to oil or butter this up, whatever you're comfortable with, before we start adding our ingredients. Or you can use parchment paper, which I think I am going to do. Just going to start by putting a small layer of our mix in at the bottom. Once I've done that, I'm just going to make sure it's all around. Then I'm going to start adding some layers of apple. Now, once your apple is all in, then we can add the rest of our batter. This into the oven and time it for 40. So make sure we put our timer on for 40 minutes and see you then. Miigwech for watching. I hope you enjoyed this recipe as much as I did. I did leave you guys a recipe card at the end to take a picture of if you ever decide to make again. Miigwech Bizindawayag. Thanks for listening.